ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಸಿಪಿಆರ್ ಎಇಡಿ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನವೀನ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಹಾಗೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಮ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಜಯಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಚಾಲನೆ ನೀಡಿದರು.
Once you open the airway, you need to check for breathing and check for pulse. For lay persons, checking for pulse is not very important. I would not lay importance on checking for pulse. The most important is scanning for breathing. Okay, if the person is not breathing, that means that the person is in cardiac arrest. The second thing is, even if they are not normally breathing, you saw the football player who died, he was gasping for breath. So gasping is not normal breathing. So that means to say that the person can potentially go into a cardiac arrest. So you need to recognize that gasping. So no breathing or gasping is equal to cardiac arrest. You need to start your chest compression. Okay, gasping is not normal breathing, and what all I have spoken, DRSAB, that is scene safety, responsiveness, calling for help, maintaining the airway, checking for breathing. These things should be done in less than 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, as soon as you witness a person falling down, this should be done in less than 10 to 15 seconds. Or if you find a person who is fallen down, from the time you see to beginning your CPR should be less than 10 to 15 seconds. We will teach you in individual stations. We'll handhold you through the process of doing CPR. You need to lock your hands and with the heel of the palm placed on what we call as the breastbone. This is the central bone. Basically, you are pumping the heart between the center of the chest and the spine. Okay, you are not pumping the heart here. Heart is on the left side. You are not going to pump the chest on the left side. You are going to pump the middle part. That is where it has lot of support and the heart can be pumped easily. That is where you need to pump. You need to push hard, push fast. How hard? You need to push for at least 5 to 6 centimeters depth. When you use your BLS mannequins, you can hear a click sound. That means to say that your compression depth is adequate. If you compress more hard, you'll be breaking ribs. Please don't do that. Okay, so adequate 5 to 6 centimeter depth is adequate. And how fast? You should be pushing at around 100 to 120 per minute. Okay, and then you need to allow the chest to completely recoil. That is, the chest should come to neutral position. That is when the blood again comes back to the heart. Again, when you press, it will get pumped out. Okay, if you don't allow this complete recoil, blood will not come into the heart and your blood will not get pumped when you pump it next. Okay, so allow complete chest recoil. Avoid excessive ventilation. Therefore, we have a ratio 30:2. Okay, when you do 30 chest compressions, you need to count loud 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 30, and then you give 2 breaths. How do you give breaths? Use your thumb and index finger, pinch the nose, the soft part of the nose. Do a head tilt chin lift. The mouth will open. Please put a handkerchief or any other cloth on the person's mouth. Take a deep breath. Give it exhale, that is, blow into the patient's mouth. Okay, for 1 second. You will see the chest rise. Okay, when we breathe, chest will rise. Similar to that, when you blow, the chest will rise. Get up, take in fresh air, and then blow again. 2 breaths. Okay, 30 compressions. Compressions is first. Okay, then you give breaths. Okay, 2 breaths. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. Okay, this is the sequence. Okay, when you finish 5 cycles, suppose you have somebody to help with you, the other person can take over. To do 5 cycles is very exhausting. Okay, so do 30 compressions. Please maintain a very high quality chest compression. Okay, I will again repeat: push hard, push fast, avoid excessive ventilation, and ensure there is complete chest recoil and minimize interruptions. Whenever there is interruption while giving breath or when somebody is calling you or anything, please maintain the interruptions to less than 10 seconds. Okay, please don't waste more than 10 seconds in stopping your chest compression. Chest compression is what maintains the blood supply to the brain and the heart, and that is the main aim of your CPR, to maintain the blood supply. As an AED, automated external defibrillator, you need to use the defibrillator as early as possible. I will be showing you how to use a defibrillator. It's a very simple device. Okay, it has an automated message system. It will tell you what you need to do. Okay, and once, suppose if the patient has a shockable cause for cardiac arrest, the device itself will provide the electrical shock and it will try to revert back to the normal electrical activity of the heart. That is what an AED does. Okay, so early defibrillation saves a lot of life. Okay, you become exhausted and you cannot do CPR more, or if the person becomes awake and starts moving, that is when you can stop your CPR. 3 instances. 1, the person becomes awake, starts moving, you stop your CPR. 2, you become too exhausted and you cannot do CPR, you stop your CPR. And 3rd one, when medical help arrives, you can stop your CPR, the medical team will take over. These are the 3 instances where you can stop CPR. Breathing, what do? You put them in what we call as a recovery position. The chances that they can vomit is very high, so the vomit needs to come out, it should not go inside. So make them lie down in one side with the below leg which is straight and the above leg which is in the slanting position, such that they bend to the one side, and even if they vomit, the vomitus will come out. Okay, and then seek medical help. Okay, this is the recovery position. Okay.
You said 5 to 6 centimeters should be the compression. What are the other risks if suppose nobody is able to anticipate how much pressure is being applied? If there is a chance of breaking any other organs or like, how do we?
Basically, you should not break the ribs. Okay, but I would be happy if my life is saved even if a rib is broken.
Okay. Even a very aggressive CPR will never kill.
Yeah.
So it is never harmful in a way. You may break 1 or 2 ribs, but will be fine.
Yeah.
But a little excessive force is okay, but little less force is
not
going to be useful, which is worse than little aggressive force. It is not going to harm any major aorta or any major organ.
Is that always necessary, because there are conditions where somebody is not able to give the breathing?
Yeah, especially in giving breaths. There is something called as compression only CPR, where you can only continue to do compressions only and avoid giving breaths. But the recommendation is that you do 30 compressions and give 2 breaths. Even if you don't give breath, that is not harmful. That's going to be of help only to the patient, because we already have oxygen reserves in our lungs which can support for 2 minutes. Okay, so at least that oxygen can be pushed, can go into the blood and get pushed to the brain if you continue to give only compression. This is called compression only CPR, and that is also recommended for lay persons. But for healthcare professionals like us, both are important, and we will continue to do that.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀಟ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಸೀಟ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಸೀಟ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ. 2ನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೋನ್ ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಂದು ಸೆನ್ಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡಿವಿ ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಏನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಅದೇ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಗೆ ಯಾರ್ಗಾನ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಆಂಬುಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರ್ಗಾನ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಯಾರ್ಗಾನ ಇರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಂಬುಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಗಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾರ್ಟು ಪಲ್ಮನರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ವೇನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ವೇನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? CPR 4ನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ CPR ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. CPR ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಪ್ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂಚೂರು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಬೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಹೈಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಡೋದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಪ್ರೆಷರು ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಲೋಡ್ ಜೋರಾಗಿ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಇದಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಇದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ತಲೆನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಚಿನ್ನ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಮೂಗು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಾಯಿನ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಒಂಚೂರು ಗಾಳಿ ಬಿಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂಚೂರು ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರದು. ನೀವು ಬಾಯಿ ಕೊಡೋದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ
ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೂ ಅದು ರಿವರ್ಟರ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಆಟಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಿ